Thanks for being here today, by the way.
Yeah.
You got a whole crew. I don't think we've ever had this many people in the room. There's a lot of people very excited about you.
I know.
Who are all these people?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Allison. Wave. This is everyone.
Hi, everyone.
This is everyone. I'm Kaya. That's my people.
You got a lot of fans. You got a lot of support.
I do. My biggest fans.
You got your own entourage.
This
You're
is
like,
all my entire fan base right here.
no.
I'm just kidding.
These are all the people that believe in you.
Aww.
And they should. You've been doing this for, how old are you now? You're 16?
15.
15. So you've been doing this for almost 10 years already.
Exactly. I know. It's pretty crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So I was reading a thing that said you started writing at the age of 6.
I did.
What could you possibly have to write about at the age of 6?
Well, the first song I ever wrote was called Under the Moon when I was 6, and it was literally Under the Moon like 50 times. I just sang that over and over again.
Because that's pretty much all you've done. Is
yeah,
just
that's
you...
the only words I knew when I was like 6 years old. But
And clean your room.
I know, exactly. But I became kind of obsessed with like the blues when I was like 8 or 9. So I used to have this like songbook of like blues music, and I used to play it all the time, and I used to read it all the time. And that's when I actually became like obsessed with songwriting, was when I actually like listened to some amazing songwriters and was like reading amazing poetry. And that started when I was like 10 or 11, when I really started like actually writing songs.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of had to. I mean, if your dad was a construction worker, you may have ended up being a construction worker.
Exactly.
Is it kind of like that, the product of your environment where your career kind of chose you in a way?
I wouldn't say it chose me. I think that I was so lucky to have like parents and a dad and like 2 brothers who listened to such amazing music all the time in the house. And my dad is a songwriter and my brothers are songwriters. So they were and really great songwriters.
Yeah.
So I was like lucky to have that and to learn from the best, you can say.
Do you even understand who your dad is?
Yes.
I mean, and I don't mean to ask that like as in weird, but from the outside, your dad is awesome.
He's so awesome.
But do you look at him and go, he's not that awesome. He makes me do dishes and laundry, and he's just all this.
I mean, I'm such a daddy's girl. Ever
Yeah.
since I was like 6 years old, he's been my best friend. And I think that we both are on the same page all the time about everything. And it wasn't even a question when he was like producing my album. It just kind of happened. I was like, he even said to me, he was like, do you want to work with other producers? I was like, no. Like, why would I want to do that?
Why would
Like,
you? Yeah.
he, like, you're my dad and you're the one who understands me the most. So, I mean, it was super cool. It was just like having fun all the time making this album. So.
Good. I'm glad you're aware, because there's a lot of artists out there that I'm sure would love to work with him. Like
Yeah.
they'd go their entire career, and they would absolutely love to work with Dave Stewart. So good. I'm glad you got to.
I'm
Just bug
very
him.
glad I got to.
What does he do? Any annoying things that just makes you go, Dad?
Actually, not really, because I'm at his office every single day, where he has like this studio and office, and we kind of have these like crazy like creative arguments, but it's like good arguments. So he'll be like, oh my god, I have an idea, and I'm like, I have a better idea. He's like, no, my idea's better. And it becomes until we have this like insane crazy idea, and we're like, let's do it.
Oh, that's hilarious. How do you keep track of all these songs that you write? Because do you write them like in your iPhone? Because I know a lot of people
That's
they
what
used
I
to
do.
Is
yeah.
it okay?
I love buying songbooks, and I like having songbooks where I can write in them, and I'll like write ideas and stuff.
Sure.
But I record all of my songs on voice memos. And once I was in an airport and I lost my phone, and it had all of the voice memos. We were flying to Nashville to record the songs, and it had all of the voice memos for all the songs that I was gonna write while I was in Nashville.
And of course, you didn't back up your
No,
stuff.
because I don't think about things like that. I don't think about backing up my iCloud. So I like was freaking out. I finally found it, but it was like my phone has everything I ever need.
You should write a song about backing up your iCloud.
I will. Yeah.
And then sell it to Apple.
I'll
I
pitch
just
that
made
to
you
my
millions of
dad. I think he'll really love that song.
Absolutely. So I know you put a bunch of songs on SoundCloud, and I guess from what I understand, labels pretty much came to you, right?
I mean, it was pretty crazy. I wrote that song, In Love with a Boy, which is my single, when I was in math class. I was 13 and I was in school, and I wrote it on the back of a piece of paper that I was doing a math final on, and I ended up like recording it on GarageBand. I played it for my dad. He was like, that's super cool, let's record it.
And who's
we
the
went
boy?
into the studio. I know, exactly.
Did he get like possessive like that, a little parental?
No, I think he was just so excited because it was the first song I'd ever written that was like, I felt like was going to be like the basis of my whole album. And he was like, oh my God. And I was like, oh my God. So we like ran into the studio, we recorded it. And when we finally finished it, it was like, this is the song, this is the song. So I ended up just putting it on SoundCloud like a normal person would, with just a picture and the song, which there's like millions of songs like that on SoundCloud.
How'd that math test turn out, by the way? Did you ever even do it?
That I kind of did it.
Yeah.
I did not get an A. Let's just put it that way.
It's like, it's blank.
Yeah, exactly. But no, we ended up going like putting it on SoundCloud, and that's when everything kind of started happening.
So what happens when, and this might be uncomfortable to talk to about, because when you have record label people in the room, what happens? Do they start courting you? Do they kind of say, no, come this way, come this way?
To be
Because
honest,
we've heard stories from, like, even just, Justin Bieber was being courted by Justin Timberlake and Usher, and you'd hear all these stories about what they were doing.
Right. I mean, I think I was super lucky because I've known in my life such amazing people who my dad's been like ever worked with, and like I had really great people who could give me advice.
Yeah.
And I think I just went with the one where I felt like I could be more of an artist, because for me it wasn't about like having a hit and making loads of money. For me it was like, I love writing songs and I love that you guys like them, and it'd be super cool if I could keep doing that and actually make it something I do professionally rather than on the side and then do school.
And I feel like that they have done that, and they have given that confidence in you, because you got like a 5-record deal or something, right?
Yes.
Is that what it is? And that's so different, because it seems like a lot of people, it's like you get one hit, and if it's not good, peace out.
Right. I think that when we finished the album within like 3 months, but when I got signed, like 3 months in, I'd already finished the album, and I think that I was very much about having an album more than just one song. So, because if you listen to the whole album, it sounds like it kind of all goes together. Like there's little like passing through things.
It's the way it used to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's good that someone's getting back to that, because it used to be like, well, you can listen to a song and sometimes
I still do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes your favorite song is not even a song that was on the radio.
Right. Exactly. Like there's a Billie Holiday album. If you put it on like a vinyl player or whatever, it's like a 20-minute album, and if you just put that on, it's like it's rather than listening to one song, you're listening to the whole thing. There's like a whole idea behind why all those songs are like placed where they are, and
on the tape side A, and you got to forward it to the end, flip it over.
Yeah.
Good Lord. What's your friends think of all this? I mean, because you have friends that are like normal, going to work every day, working at the Gap or the mall or whatever like that.
Yeah. So many friends who work at the Gap.
Yeah?
No, just
I
kidding.
don't know. Kanye West used to work at the Gap, so watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I want to work at Gap. Actually, that's probably...
No, you don't. That is terrible.
Working at Gap. No. My friends go to school because I'm 15. We're all in school.
Yeah.
We're all in high school. So I'm homeschooled, and I have some friends who are homeschooled too. Like one of my best friends lives up the street from me, and we both do homeschool. But yeah, a lot of my friends are still back at high school and just in LA, and they think I'm crazy.
Yeah? They probably think it's cool, but they maybe hold back on telling you stuff in a slight fear that it might end up in a song somewhere. Or do you ever?
No, I think they love that. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you have to write a song about this breakup I just had and tell me 3 hours." And they're like, "And don't forget this part, because how rude is that?" It's like, yeah, it's super funny. Like they'll be like, "Oh my God, you won't believe what happened. You should totally write a song about how terrible this is."
It's and then I get writer credit, and I'm gonna register it with ASCAP and BMI.
I don't even think they know what that even means.
Good.
I think when I was in school, I was writing songs, and they're like, "That's cute." And then when I actually got signed, they were like, "That's super cute. Like, whoa, that's so awesome."
So at first you were the annoying friend that would just walk around and just sing.
I think.
And then now it's like, oh, she's actually doing it.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. That's what happened.
Interesting. All right. What about things in LA? What kind of stuff around LA do you like to do, like in downtime?
I love vintage shopping. That's like my favorite thing ever.
Clothing or
lots of different things. Like there's this store on Melrose called Maya. And it's like all fake piercings and like all like super cool things. Like
what do you mean fake piercings?
Like, well, my parents won't let me get my like nose pierced or my ears pierced or anything, so I have to go buy the fake ones. So they have this like vintage store where it's like all like old fashioned and like handmade.
Yeah.
Like fake earrings.
Like clip-on nose rings.
Yeah. Exactly. So I don't actually have a nose ring to everyone who's ever seen me.
Do it. You're a rock star. You don't need the parents' permission anymore.
I know. Are you kidding me? If I went and got my nose pierced, you would never hear from me again. This would be the end of Kaya.
Your entire back line back here just went,
I think my mom
would
kill me.
I think
I would never see the light of day.
Your whole crew was like, oh boy, this is a terrible idea. What about like hiking? Do you eat good? Do you get into the whole LA eat healthy?
I'm trying to eat healthier. My mom and my tour manager are trying so hard.
Why? What do you eat? What's
a lot.
Be honest. Don't lie.
Fries.
Yeah?
A lot of fries. A lot of milkshakes. Yeah.
Like In-N-Out?
Yeah. That's my favorite place on the planet.
In-N-Out order. Go. Thank you,
In-N-Out. Style cheeseburger with extra crispy fries.
Wow, she did have that ready.
And I know the whole secret menu. It's so sad.
Tell me something on the secret menu that I may not know.
Have you ever had a Neapolitan shake?
Oh, that's just the strawberry.
No, but if you order it In-N-Out, they put all three of them like individually. It's so good. You've opened Pandora's box now, because this is like my obsession.